For centuries, a road of dust and destiny stretched across the world.
This was the Silk Road, not one road, but a vast network linking east and west.
Merchants, monks, soldiers, and wanderers, each risking everything for fortune, faith, or survival.
Our journey begins in Chang'an, the beating heart of the Han Empire.
Silk, porcelain, tea, treasures of the East, destined for lands beyond imagination. Every departure carried a silent fear, for not all who left would return. Beyond these gates lay thousands of miles of uncertainty. Across open plains, the journey began gently, but the land ahead would not stay kind.
The fertile earth faded, replaced by the endless breath of the desert. Before them stood the Taklamakan, a sea of sand known as the place from which no one returns. They stepped into the sea of sand, where direction blurred and survival ruled. The sun showed no mercy, draining strength with every step.
Sometimes, the desert whispered lies, visions of water that vanished in the heat.
At night, beneath endless stars, fear softened, but never disappeared. Then the wind began to change. In moments, the desert erased the world around them. When the storm faded, the cost became clear. Some journeys demanded more than courage. And beyond the storm, other dangers watched.
On the Silk Road, trade and danger traveled side by side.
After endless sand, life appeared like a miracle. Water meant survival and a chance to breathe again. Here, languages mixed as freely as the goods they traded. Silk shimmered like liquid light, desired across distant empires. Spices carried not only flavor, but stories from lands unseen. Along these roads, faith traveled as far as trade. At Dunhuang, devotion was carved into stone. Within these caves, art preserved the memory of the road.
Travelers sought more than wealth. They sought meaning.
With faith, trade, and hope renewed, the journey continued west. Beyond the desert rose a new barrier, mountains touching the sky. One misstep here could mean the end of the journey. The mountain air was thin and bitter cold. Even the rivers resisted their passage. High in the mountains, warmth was hard to find. On the other side, new peoples ruled the open plains. Trust here was earned, not given. Silk was traded for strength, horses that could outrun danger.
Then, on the horizon, rose Samarkand. A city where East and West met in brilliance.
In Samarkand, the world gathered in one marketplace. Caravanserai offered weary travelers shelter and safety.
Silk from the east met silver from distant lands.
Knowledge traveled these roads as surely as goods.
Stories and music crossed cultures without borders.
But the road never truly ended.
Westward lay the lands of Persia. Here, fortified inns protected merchants from desert dangers.
Persian markets glowed with wealth from distant lands. Beyond Persia, the road would lead to the gates of Europe.
Across Persia's rugged lands, the journey pushed onward.
These ancient paths carried traders across continents.
These strongholds offered safety on dangerous roads.
Beyond Persia, the lands of Anatolia opened westward. For many, it was the first sight of the Western Sea. Here, land routes met the Great Sea Trade. At last, the road reached Constantinople. Silk from the east dazzled the markets of the west. After thousands of miles, the journey fulfilled its purpose.
The Silk Road carried more than goods. It carried civilizations.
The Silk Road became a bridge between worlds.
And its legacy still echoes across the world today.